let's start then with this week's spread. So the spread I'm using this week is the Holistic Wellbeing Spread. This is from my Tarot Wisdom course. And we have 5 positions, and it's the 5 positions, 5 realms of the self. Firstly, at the bottom here, we have the physical or material. So this is the realm of the physical or material. So this can be about your body, this can be about the material resources which are available to you. So we'll have a card for this realm. Then above that, we have the realm of the energetic. So what is your energy like this week, and what is the energy around you like this week? Above that, we have the emotional. What is your emotional self like this week, and what emotions are around you this week? Then we have the mental. What is going on in your mind this week? So this is things like thoughts, narratives, beliefs, all these kinds of things. And then on the top of all, the spiritual. So this can be your spiritual practices and your spiritual connections, the guidance you have, the spiritual team that you may have around you. So that's the holistic well-being spread that we'll be using this week. And as you can see, all of these realms influence each other. So these will not be 5 sort of separate realms, separate cards. Whatever cards come up, we will see how they play together as well. So before we start, I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath and just ask to receive what you need. And the deck I'm using today, by the way, is the Modern Witch Tarot, so I know that's a favourite. So taking a deep breath, asking to receive what you need. And if there is something that you've been working with or working through this week, and you'd like some insight for that, then you can just make yourself available to receive any insight that might drop in. So the card for firstly, the physical and material realm for this week is the King of Pentacles, which is a really appropriate card for this realm. The Pentacles are, of course, the card of the physical and the material, the element of earth. So what this tells us is that in that realm this week we are in alignment, and the King of Pentacles is really he has it all, you know. So this week there is that awareness that there is enough physically, there is enough materially, there is abundance, there is good health. And so the task for this week in the material and physical realm is that of good stewardship of your health, good stewardship of your material resources. And of course, what does a good king do? This is the King of Pentacles. A good king cares for his community. Yeah, so we have here an opportunity to be aware of how your physical and material abundance can benefit your community and vice versa. And the other thing with the King of Pentacles, well, I always imagine that this is a community garden here. With this working in community, that can also support you as well. But the other thing with the King of Pentacles is that sometimes this can be, the court cards can sometimes be like a person. So this can be an aspect of yourself. And any time this week that you're not feeling abundant or well or healthy or strong, you know, you can call in the part of yourself that is the King of Pentacles. But this can also be someone else. So if you are having any trouble or any concerns or any doubts in the material and physical realms, then this is a good time to go and consult an authority figure in those realms. So someone who specializes in whatever it is that you're having those doubts with. So that's the physical and material, very positive start to the reading, telling us that we are, in fact, in alignment this week in the physical world. And then moving on to the energetic. So this is the realm of the energetic. It is your own energy and the energy around you. And the card we have for the energetic realm is the Two of Pentacles. So lots of pentacles in this reading. And the Two of Pentacles is a really interesting card. I can read it in both ways, or in two ways, which is appropriate really, I suppose, for a two. So firstly, sometimes this is the card of juggling and like got all these things that I need to keep up in the air, and are taking all my focus, and that can be it can take a lot of energy, can take a lot of focus. So this can be a card that shows that your attention is in more than one place at once at the moment. And then there's a real joy to the flow. You see here, this is the infinity sign that wraps the pentacles around. And there is a real joy once you have checked in that the things that are taking your energy, this is the card for the energetic realm, so what is taking your energy are the things that you want to be focusing your energy on. Once you know that, then there's a certain pleasure, there's a certain delight in keeping in that flow, in the rhythm of this juggling and of the skill that is. So energetically this week, what this card is telling us is that there might be a lot going on, there might be more than one thing calling on your energy, and your task or your gift or your invitation is to find a way, firstly to just check in that your energy is going to the right places. There's no point trying to keep something up in the air if it's not something that's working. And also you can find flow. There is a way to check in and actually enjoy being really skillful at directing your energy in more than one way. And also what this tells us, with this being a Pentacles card, and especially with the King of Pentacles being here in the physical and material realm, is that we have the physical and the energetic influence each other. So when we do energy work, that influences our bodies. When we take care of ourselves physically, that is good for our energy. So that's just something to be aware of this week. In the emotional realm then, in the heart space, what is going on this week? This is beautiful. We've got the Star. So this major arcana card here, the Star, and the major arcana in this spread, I would tend to put them in the spiritual realm. So the heart and the spirit are connected. That's the first thing that this is telling us this week. And then the Star is this card of authenticity and vulnerability. You see, this person in the Star is naked, and so this is it takes a certain courage to show up in your nakedness and show all of yourself and not hide it in some way. And there's a certain vulnerability to that. And yet this Star is focusing on what they're doing. And I mentioned earlier the word flow. I always think that the Star is the epitome of the flow state, of being in alignment with your purpose, with the universe, and with what you're doing. And you'll see the Star is partly on land and partly in the water. So again, we have this emotional is often associated with the water, and land is often associated with the material and the physical. So we have a balance there. And you see the flow is infinite. You see the Star is pouring from those two vessels. And you can see that they're not going to run out anytime soon. So it's a reminder to allow yourself to be vulnerable emotionally this week, and to show up in your authenticity, and also to expect the same from others, because often in our emotional worlds we're relating, aren't we? So where we relate, to also expect the same from others and to recognize it where we see it, where we find it. Okay, so the mental realm for this week then. So what's going on mentally this week is and it's the swords, it's the Ace of Swords. So again, this is about, there's a real message of alignment this week with everything that's going on, because the swords is the suit of mental, of the mental realm. So for it to come out in this position, we have alignment. And the Ace of Swords is really about clarity. You see, there's a lot of kind of space in this card. And then here's the universe offering us a sword. And with that sword, we can clear space around us. We can direct it. We can get a lot of clarity. And you know, we might be sharp-witted this week. So mentally we might be on the ball. We might be perceptive. We might notice what's going on. And the thing to be careful of with this card is not to make that sharp wit into being sharp-tongued. So swords they're sharp. Yeah, they can cut us. They can, or other people, they can wound. So if we have this sword of our wit, of our mental energy, and we're going around sort of wielding it all over the place, we just have to be aware that we are wielding it with responsibility as well. And then finally, the spiritual. What's happening in the spiritual realm this week? So the card for the spiritual realm this week is the High Priestess. Well, that's just a perfect card to come out. Got High Priestess here. So the High Priestess, again, a major arcana. So about spiritual lessons. So again, we have alignment. And the High Priestess is about intuition, knowledge, going deep wisdom, inner wisdom, the wisdom that we already hold inside of ourselves. And this can also be about crossing thresholds. You see, she's seated between these two pillars, and the High Priestess represents that part of ourself that travels down into the underworld. So this can mean unconscious work, again, intuitive work. This can be about creating lessons from, or finding lessons in our past and the experiences that we've been through. If we have been through a period of going through the underworld, it's a cyclic card. The journey into the underworld is, of course, temporary and repeating. So this is about sort of taking the lessons that we learn through our experiences and just really tapping into that inner wisdom. So I love this whole spread this week because it is a spread of, there's just so much alignment in it, and there are so many resources there for us. So I'll summarize that for you now. So in summary this week, in the physical realm, we have the King of Pentacles. In the energetic realm, we have the Two of Pentacles. In the emotional realm, we have the Star. In the mental realm, we have the Ace of Swords. And in the spiritual realm, we have the High Priestess. And what that's telling us is that there's a lot of alignment this week. Things are in the right place, especially physically, mentally, and spiritually, but really everything is in the right place and in alignment with each other. Our energy and our body affect each other particularly. Our heart and our spirit affect each other particularly. But really we are in flow, and we have access to the flow. The most complicated part of the week, we may feel that our energy is being pulled in more than one different directions. And that is that is, or it can be okay. So the clue there, the tip there is to check in with your energy, where it's being pulled to, and do you still want your energy being pulled there? Because sometimes we put a lot of energy into things because they're meaningful for us, right? So it's not a bad thing. It's just an energy investment. And then once we're investing our energy in the right places, we can find joy in balancing how we do that. And we can find balance energetically this week. And there's balance all through the reading and clarity. And the other really strong message here is to trust ourselves. So trust our feeling, trust the universe to have our back. There's no lack this week. There's plenty of abundance. So trust that, allow that to be. Trust ourselves. We're going to be perceptive this week. Our brain is going to be working. We're going to be seeing clearly, and we may be articulating clearly as well. But not just from external stimuli. With that high priestess there, and that star there in the flow, actually, the whole alignment of all of them, our inner wisdom is really, really there for us to listen to. And all we have to do to reach that inner wisdom is listen. So that's our reading for the week ahead. Thank you very much for joining me.